swish, when you hear swish, what do you think about?
I think of making a basketball shot.
There you go. We're going to do the movie Air. Swoosh to the air, the Michael Jordan movie. So I seen a couple previews for this, and I remember you said you wanted to see it, and I was like, I do not want to sit through a basketball. I don't know anything about basketball or anything about sports. I know where you can make a 3-pointer, 2 points, and 1. That's all I know. I don't know when you need to stop dribbling. I don't know how far you can throw the ball. I don't know any of that. I don't know what traveling is. I know what it is, but I couldn't identify it. So I'm like, I don't know if I want to see this. However, it wasn't exactly what I thought it was. This was more of the behind the scenes stuff of how the shoe came about, how they got him his deal, how his mom, I liked her, boy. You know when they think people stupid, they can get over on you. They're gonna offer you less money.
Right.
And she said, we're gonna talk about that. They wasn't getting nothing over on his mama. His parents were in his biz and they did it right. So let's talk about who starred in Air.
So Air is rated R. It's 1 hour and 52 minutes long.
You know what? It seemed really short to me. Maybe because I was interested in a lot of stuff that I didn't know. But it came to the end, I'm like, oh, I wanted to know some more. There's so much more I want to know now. So let's talk about who stars. We got Matt Damon. He played Sonny Vaccaro.
Yep.
Okay.
Jason Bateman as Rob Strasser. Ben Affleck as Phil Knight.
Who was the CEO of the shoe company. Nike.
Nike. Chris Messina as David Falk. Viola Davis as Dolores Jordan.
That's her auntie and godmama. You know that.
They went to Michael Jordan when they were going to do this movie, and they were like, what are your stipulations? Like, what would you want this movie to be like? And he's like, I got 2 things.
Because you don't want to take Jordan off.
I want Viola Davis to play my mom, and I need Howard White to be represented in the film. So they got Chris Tucker to play Howard White.
Respect.
Yes.
And listen here, people requested Viola. That's because she's so badass.
Yes.
I mean, I can't decide between, I'm not going to decide. I love me some Meryl Streep, Viola Davis, and Angela Bassett. Every single one of them are just badass on the screen. Yeah. So I love them. I love y'all. Okay.
Julius Tennant plays James Jordan, and he's Viola Davis's real life husband.
That is right. Oh my gosh, I forgot.
He's playing Michael Jordan. They're playing Michael Jordan's parents, and in real life, they're really married.
And he did look exactly like Jordan's dad, but they did a good job with the likeness. Yeah. So yeah, it definitely worked. He did a good job.
And lastly, Matthew Mayer as Peter Moore. He's the shoe designer. He passed away last year on April 29th, and it was like a month before they started filming the movie.
I like this guy. I really did like him. I mean, the real life character, obviously, this guy was good.
Amazing. He's good.
He was amazing.
Good at his job.
But the character in here, I really liked this guy.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, so let's talk about what is kind of like the summary of Air. How would you describe it?
Air is not, as she said, it's not a basketball movie, and it's not about Michael Jordan, so don't go expecting to see a bunch of stuff about how Michael Jordan came up.
And that's what I thought.
His life and him playing basketball, because they got an unknown person to play Michael Jordan, and most of the time you see Michael Jordan, you see like the side of his face,
I noticed, I'm like,
the back of his
head. He doesn't talk at all.
Yeah.
And I'm like, at any point I'm wondering, I just want to see the body double. Because I know Michael Jordan was in this movie. I just wanted to see the body double's face, but you didn't need to because they only showed him from the back or him turning around. I was like, oh, so really you don't see him in this movie. Yeah, you see him, but you're not going to see his face.
This movie was about Nike, about them coming up with the Air Jordan, the name, the brand, the shoe style, and everything like that, and pulling themselves out of a slump.
The competition with Converse and the other shoes, and how all that kind of stuff works
to become the top one of the top shoe companies that they are today.
And he had to pull. So Matt Damon's character in here, Sonny, he really had to put some stuff because he was about to get fired. They're like, dude, ain't no way we can afford no Jordan. Do something else because whatever we do, these other ones are going to match.
Jordan because he wasn't as Jordan-esque
as
he is now.
Well, they knew the other companies would match them. Yeah, so they had to figure something out that was going to pull him in.
Yes, but he was up and coming, so they had to find somebody that didn't already have a brand that they felt like was going to be a superstar, and Sonny saw that in him from day one. He's like, this kid is going to be a superstar. He's going to be something. I know it. I feel it. I know it.
He was watching his tapes a lot over and over and watching how he moved and everything. So it's a whole.
But he's like, but the point is, we can't lowball him. We can't offer him this $100,000. We need to offer him. They were gonna try to get 3 athletes and spread it between the 3. He's like, no, let's take all that money and put it towards one athlete. And that's when they picked Michael Jordan.
And they, listen, his mom, and they said it in here, look, if you want to get to Michael Jordan, this agent's like, don't you ever call his parents. Don't you dare try to go around my back. You talk to me. Nobody speaks to Michael Jordan. Nobody speaks to their parents with me. Which, that's your job. You don't want people, random people calling your house. Let me give you this money. So when they're figuring out, here's a week, well, he really didn't get permission to go do this, but he went out on a limb because he really believed that he could make this happen. Yeah. And this is Matt Damon's character. He went out on a limb, and that man was about that close to getting fired. Yeah. Like, he got told off. Michael Jordan's agent told him off, and he said some of the most far out stuff. I want to bite off your. And we was like, okay, dude, what did you just say? We were all like, okay, you need to stop because that's weird what you just said. But anyway, he was getting cussed out left and right because they're like, dude, you done went behind our back and tried to pull some stuff. But who is the actual star in here is Michael Jordan's mama.
Oh, yeah.
She read that contract.
That's why he picked Viola, because he knew what his mama did. And he's like, she needs to be represented.
And was she not good? Oh, she read, look here, you ain't about to be screwing my son. I don't know who you think is dumb here. Yeah. But I think there's a clerical error, and I'm sure it was an error. So here's what I'm gonna need. And they're like, that's not how it goes.
She came in ready,
and she didn't get smart enough. I don't care how the game goes. I'm telling you what you're gonna give my son because I know what he's worth. Yeah, now, you can either make it happen or you don't have to make it happen. And they're like, but we can't do this.
It's never been done before. She's said, like, well, it's gonna be done now.
Oh, if you want,
you don't have a deal.
Or, girl, and what she did. I'm pretty sure that Michael Jordan's kids will probably never have to work. Did you see how much money Michael Jordan go out and spend all this money? How much he makes per day?
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
he makes so much money.
They'll never have to worry about anything in his life, and that's thanks to his mama and daddy being that smart. Even back then, she wasn't no fool.
And people loving the Air Jordan brand.
The Air too. And I really love the guy in here that did the creating. It's kind of sad that he passed right away. Yeah. But really, he was the base here. He was a solid rock that really got that shoe off.
They could do a whole show or documentary about him.
And it didn't seem like this movie was hour and 52 minutes because, I mean, after it ended, because sometimes, they'll put up some facts here and there. I'm like, no, I don't want it to be over just yet. But they were doing that kind of throughout the movie. Yeah. But then when it was over, I'm like, because I went in thinking it was about Michael Jordan, like you said, about the game and stuff. But I didn't know any of this stuff. Yeah. So it's always good when you see it.
I didn't know that Adidas was a German brand.
I didn't know either.
I never thought about it. Never thought about it, but I didn't know.
It's a stuff.
I didn't know.
It shows you how all the behind the scenes and technical stuff works when you're doing contracts. And it's not necessarily a piece of cake. Yeah. I mean, and then Chris Tucker's character, let's just keep it real. They used him. I mean, he got paid and all of that. But because he was another black man, they figured we definitely need to toss him in the mix because that might kind of sweeten him up a little bit. But she still wasn't stupid. She still wasn't. Yeah. They didn't care. He still wasn't stupid. Yeah. No. So let's talk about some fun facts. I'm going to tell you, I enjoy this movie. I'm not into sports at all, so it's rare for me to enjoy sports.
Because it's not fully about sports. Yeah. It's about business.
Exactly. It was about the business. And I'm like, I still want to know more about some more. I wouldn't mind seeing some more in depth. I enjoyed it. Yeah. So let's have some fun facts.
So as you mentioned earlier, there are extra scenes. So the first minute of the credits show footage of Michael Jordan's Nike commercials and a speech he gave about his mother.
Those commercials, I mean, of course we know now that was way back then. Those commercials were so terrible. Then we see some with like some of the other, big time players back then, Larry Bird and all of them. And they had one commercial, they were dancing on the steps. I'm like, is this for real? Compared to now, you would never see. Does Nike even rarely do commercials? Do they even have to?
I don't remember the last Nike commercial I've seen, but they used to do something. Remember Kanye was,
Kanye did Nike?
Didn't he?
Well, if they did, they ain't ever shown that again.
With Kobe? Hey,
if they did.
Didn't Kanye and Kobe do Nike commercials? Fact checker?
Well, you would never see that commercial. So try to look it up if you can. I'm sure they have scrubbed the internet of anything with
I think that's the one where he's like, I need more. Kanye's like, I need more to Kobe. And Kobe's like, what are you talking about?
Well, people listen.
That commercial is hilarious.
It's hilarious, and like a lot of these people in here. Well, first of all, I did make a joke. Ben Affleck's hair was absolutely terrible in here. It was hilarious. But again, this is what, the 80s? Sometime in the 80s, you know? And it was funny, but everybody did a good job, though.
Yes, they did.
They did a very, very good job.
The things.
Okay,
so though Michael Jordan was not directly involved in the film, Ben Affleck consulted with him numerous times to get details on how accurately to portray the story.
Respect.
According to Affleck, Jordan's only two requests, and I already said this, was that Viola Davis play his mother and that his longtime friend Howard White be included in the film. Affleck always wanted to work with Chris Tucker, so he was cast as Howard White.
And he was funny. I was like seeing Chris Tucker back.
Yeah, Tucker is also friends with White, and Affleck gave him a lot of flexibility for his performance. So it's nice when you can call up your friend or just talk to him and see, oh, this is how he acts and this is how he talks and this is what he would do.
And Chris Tucker, he did that. I was cracking up at his dialect. But he did it. And he still looks good.
You know when people say, this is the best chicken.
And they were kind of like, dude, kind of stop. But no, let him talk to his people for a minute. But by the way, we do believe another Rush Hour is in the making. But anyways, I want to see Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan back. Okay.
Yeah. There has been much historical debate about who came up with the Air Jordan name. The filmmakers decided to handle the matter as delicately as possible, portraying that David Falk and Peter Moore each came up with the name separately by sheer coincidence.
Oh, they made sure they tap danced real light on that one. You notice?
Yeah. They did. Michael Jordan wore two numbers during his career, 45 and 23. Air was released on 4/5/23.
That's cute.
Yeah.
Oh,
that was smart. Amazon originally planned for the film to get streaming-only release on Prime Video. The film was screened for test audiences and scored much higher than anticipated, prompting Amazon to give the film a theatrical release in the United States. I kind of wish they just would have kept it on Prime Video.
I was just about to say the same thing.
My son saw this and he was like, no, Mom, I enjoyed seeing it. But he loves like The Social Network and those type of movies.
I thought the same. I mean, I enjoyed it. Don't get me wrong.
I enjoyed it too.
However, I would have rather not have been sitting in the movie theater.
I feel like this one
it didn't need to be
streaming.
Even if they would charge $2.99 for it, but for it to have gone, I'm guessing this is probably going to be within the next 2 or 3 weeks. Probably.
I don't really feel like I wasted my time or my money necessarily, but it's like one of those like right on the edge. It's too tight, you know. It's right on the line of, should it go theatrical or should it stay?
It should have streamed.
I
said, it was interesting. It was a decent watch. I wasn't mad when I left the theater. I was very informed, but I honestly think it probably should have gone to streaming.
Yeah,
it'll probably be there in a minute. I mean, it'll
be there.
If you're a sports fan, and you don't know a lot about the backstory of Michael, you'll like it.
Oh yeah, even if you're not a sports fan, like
which
you're not,
but I liked it
and you enjoyed it. So stop saying sports fan to people.
I'm saying people who like sports already know a lot of this stuff. They're into it. They know the background and how the stuff works.
People that love shoes know a lot of the background, because there are lots of shoe heads out there that know.
They call themselves sneakerheads. That's what they call themselves.
Yeah, that know a lot more than what we know.
See, this is why I wouldn't mind seeing it more in depth, but I don't want to see it at the movies. I would like to see something else streaming. It was interesting information. They dabbled on, his father's death was just awful, and I was wondering if they were not going to do that in there, but they only touched on a little bit, because I don't think they wanted us feeling.
It was like
They did, and they showed some of the footage from the actual crime scene, and that's just heartbreaking.
It is.
I mean, it was just heartbreaking, and I'm glad they didn't go too deep into it, because I didn't want it to be sad. It was just very informative. If you go to the movies, honestly, I'm suggesting matinee.
Me too.
That's for me.
I am too. Peter Moore, played here by Matthew Mayer, the original designer of the Air Jordan, the ball with the wings logo, and the famous silhouette of Michael Jordan jumping, died in April 2022, just 3 weeks before filming began. He actually left Nike in 1987 to join rivals Adidas, where he stayed until 1998, where he redesigned the Adidas logo to the current version.
That man was good.
That man.
Good. I think he probably should have been under the CEO, because that man, he's the one responsible for all of that.
Yes.
And he had a great mind to think of things like that. Like,
vision. You
couldn't tell me to go design a shoe. Girl, I'd be like, what, just a pair of heels or what? But for him, the vision that he had and knowing who Michael Jordan was, Did he not nail it?
Yeah. I loved his part because there was a part where he was talking about the shoe and what he could do. And I wanted him to talk more, and they're like, that's enough. Yeah,
that was disrespectful. First of all,
I'm sitting there like, I want to hear more.
Like, first of all, that man designed a shoe. Show him some damn respect.
Yeah.
How rude. That made me mad when they did that to him. You don't be cutting him off. That man is, first of all, to be honest, right now, this is the man who's about to make y'all rich.
Right.
And you gonna cut him off?
I wanted to hear what he could do. It was fascinating to me. I was like, and you can.
It was. Just to have that kind of creative mind, a lot of people don't have it to be able to do that, and he did that.
He did that.
Oh, rest in peace, man. That was I liked him. He was one of my favorite characters on there. He was just sweetheart.
Yes.
So I'm just giving it a soft 3. I mean, there's not like action packed or anything like that. I'm just giving it a soft 3. It was informative. Honestly, I would say stream it. How many clappers you going with?
I'm going to give it 3 too. It was enjoyable. Was it super great? Fantastic? Was there something like, I'm like, oh my gosh, run out
Jules,
and see
it.
No. But, but is it worth the watch? Yes. So when it does come out on Prime Video, if you don't feel like going to the movie theater to see it, because personally, my feelings are, when I go to a movie theater, and like I did see this in the movie theater, and I've seen plenty other, but I really want to see something that deserves, especially after COVID, the movie theater experience. Like, it's big action, or it's something big.
I want to hear boom. I want to see something. That's when we were.
And this is just a regular movie. So
absolutely regular schmegular. You said the perfect words for it. I mean, there was no point you were like, I mean, I was just like this.
I mean, it was a little tense. Like, is he going to lose his job? Is he going to get the deal?
He was that.
But again, I had to keep telling my movie partner, we already know what's going to happen, really. We know Michael's going to sign the deal.
He went out on a limb. I mean, he did some stuff that he was not supposed to even be doing. The company told him not to do. The agent told him not to do. And he risked his because he was about to get straight canned.
Yeah. Even though you know what's going to happen in the end, they still managed to get that anticipation,
capture a little bit of it in there,
tenseness in there, because you don't know what's going to happen to get to where the Michael Jordan brand is today.
And Matt Damon did a good job in here.
Yes, I
do like Matt Damon.
Yeah.
But just tell me, did you laugh also at Ben Affleck's hair? I just want to know. It's just funny to me.
I didn't really laugh at it because I'm like, the 80s. That's that guy's hairstyle.
It was definitely an 80s blend. So was Jason Bateman's hair. I'm like, that is so an 80s style. Yeah. But we get it. And you know what? In the movie, they stayed true to with the cinematography. You know, you go in the store and everything is 80s. See all the fun candies, and they stayed true to that. And I'm glad they didn't do stuff with some people. They'll make these period data pieces, but then put modern music in. I'm like, why would you? I remember watching a movie about like Roman times in the Coliseum, and they were playing "We Will Rock You," rock you. I'm like, this is Roman times. That song wasn't out. Why would y'all put that song in here? Who did the soundtrack? Because you just messed my head up for that. This is back in Roman when they, used to quarter draw people. Who did that? But yeah, I mean, we are suggesting matinee if you want to be informed about it, or just wait till it streams. I mean, if it comes to streams, it's $4.99
on Prime Video,
$2.99. It's okay to pay $4 or $5 for it. You wouldn't be mad, but I'm definitely not recommending making this a family movie going after matinee. I just don't. You won't be angry, but you won't be happy that you spent it. Just matinee.
Right.
Matinee, right? So there is the movie Air, in regards to how everything worked out with Michael Jordan, how he got rich, how he got his residuals, why he makes money off of every freaking single thing with his name on it. That's because his mama was the bomb. But anyway, me and Jules, we are on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, also Cash App. If you want to make a donation, we appreciate anything. It helps us watch our movies. We're a printer and papers and all kind of stuff.
High.
Yeah. Oh God, my God, gas is like $5
here. You see the difference
here.
in the backgrounds each time we film these things, because I'm at her place or she's at my place. We gotta drive. Driving requires gas.
It does.
Whatever you feel in your heart to donate to us,
we appreciate it.
We truly appreciate it. We split it. And we use it where needed.
Just buy our supplies, and sometimes we have to upgrade our equipment because we're not going to be falling off. You're not going to see us on here tacky because we just don't do that. We want you to be happy when you look at us on screen, okay? But yeah, let us know what you want to see. If you want to make requests, that's great. Tell us what you want to see. We'll shout you out. We'll watch the movie. Don't be shy. Don't be shy to come in these comments and disagree with us.
Yeah.
You may tell us something that we didn't know about.
People of the Elvis reviews on YouTube weren't shy.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, please let's not talk about that anymore.
Okay.
Lord have mercy.
Okay.
But now they're going to go look at it. Now you know that, right?
Yeah.
Because people, it's okay. We're okay with a little bit of controversy sometimes, but most of the time we do our research, and there are times sometimes we might say, you know what, I think this happened, but don't quote me.
Yeah.
We're not always right. We make mistakes, and we get it. So that's what we want to talk to you. It's okay. We can chit chat back and forth. Let us know what you want to see. Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much for tuning in to our review of Air, and we will see you soon. Bye bye.
Bye bye.